The war for Ukraine was taking a turn that nobody in Russia could have predicted. The country's military, once considered one of the most powerful and feared in the world, was now facing humiliation and defeat at the hands of Ukrainian forces. But how had this happened? Many people within Russia were quick to blame their leadership, claiming that the current generation of military leaders had not been properly trained or educated in the ways of modern warfare. They were accused of graduating from clown college rather than the top military academies, and their incompetence was blamed for the military's poor performance on the battlefield. Despite having superior military power, Russia's poorly maintained equipment, bad doctrine, and poorly motivated troops were proving to be their downfall. It seemed that only a remarkably stupid mistake could cause Russia to lose, and unfortunately for them, that mistake was their poor OPSEC. Russia's lack of communication coordination and poor encryption practices were allowing Ukrainian forces to gain valuable insights into their targets, procedures, and troop movements. Strategic bombers were crossing into Ukrainian airspace and broadcasting communications via unsecured frequencies, giving the enemy an edge. Even Russian ground units were broadcasting status reports and attack plans via civilian walkie-talkies, allowing Ukrainian civilians to troll them with confusing reports, radio flame wars, or even the theme song for Barney the dinosaur. The lack of communication coordination was also causing problems for Russia's intelligence agencies. The FSB was forced to use regular phones to send reports back to the Kremlin, which the West was able to scoop up with ease. It was clear that Russia's electronic warfare capabilities, once considered a strength, were woefully inadequate in the face of modern electronic warfare techniques used by their opponents. As the war dragged on, the situation for Russia became increasingly dire. Their military, once feared and respected, was now a laughingstock in the eyes of the world. The Kremlin was scrambling to find a way to turn the tide, but it seemed that their incompetence and poor OPSEC had already sealed their fate. Despite their overwhelming military power, Russia was losing the war for Ukraine, and there seemed to be no end in sight. The world looked on in shock and disbelief as the once great Russian military was brought to its knees by a combination of poor leadership and outdated tactics. It was a cautionary tale of the dangers of complacency and the importance of adapting to changing circumstances in the world of modern warfare. Well, that's all for now, folks. Remember, if you're planning on starting a war, make sure your military leaders didn't graduate from clown college. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more entertaining and informative content. Who knows, maybe one day we'll even cover the military tactics of actual clowns.